And we have a very special section here where Therese Johnson from Senior Care of Sacramento is going to be talking about Alzheimer's and dementia. And so you're going to want to really pay attention, and especially if you're serving as a caregiver or if you know somebody that is basically ailing with their memory, you're going to want to listen very closely as we present Therese Johnson.
Hi, Jim. Thank you for having Senior Moments on the Rush Hour program. Today I want to talk about typical age-related memory loss versus Alzheimer's and dementia. As we all know, or maybe some of us don't, but age brings memory loss with or without a form of dementia. Some of us will have what I call normal old age memory loss, or what we used to call senility. And along with this comes what's also called a little maybe cognitive memory impairment. But actually cognitive memory impairment is generally lumped in with a diagnosis of dementia. When memory loss affects normal daily functions, it may be a sign of Alzheimer's, the most common form of dementia. So I want to talk about those symptoms first, such as trouble understanding visual images or spatial relationships. This is one of the most common things that happens as a symptom of dementia. Another one is new problems with words in speaking or writing. Confusion with time or place goes hand in hand with trouble understanding visual images or spatial relationships. Also, misplacing things and losing the ability to retrace your steps. Decreased or poor judgment, withdrawal from work or social activities. A lot of times we will try to hide or cover up that we're having memory loss issues due to our feeling inadequate as a result. Challenges in planning or solving problems. Changes in mood or personality, and any memory loss basically that disrupts daily life. Now, in comparison to normal, typical age-related memory loss, the symptoms of those are sometimes feeling weary of work, family, or social obligations versus completely withdrawing from those. Developing very specific ways of doing things and getting irritable when the routine is disrupted, that's normal. Making a bad decision every once in a while, that's normal. Misplacing things from time to time, such as a pair of glasses or the remote control. Sometimes having trouble finding the right word. Vision changes related to cataracts. I think it's like 1 in 3 or 1 in 5 people end up getting cataracts. Getting confused about the day of the week, but figuring it out later. Making occasional errors when balancing the checkbook. This is common. Not all of us are good with the checkbook. Sometimes forgetting names or appointments, but remembering them later. And occasionally needing help to use the settings on a microwave or recording a TV show. These are all typical age-related memory loss issues that would not designate that someone had a memory loss that was dementia or Alzheimer's. So although memory loss can be a sign of a serious condition like dementia, it isn't always a definite. That's why it's so important to get a proper diagnosis. When someone exhibits the symptoms of dementia, memory loss, changes in language, and math skills, disorientation, it is essential to have a thorough medical evaluation to determine the cause, and I'm always stressing the importance of a proper diagnosis. Alzheimer's disease is diagnosed through the process of ruling out other conditions as a rule, which can cause similar symptoms of dementia. So some of these conditions, unlike Alzheimer's, can be cured or reversed, and these need to be checked first. Examples of these conditions include thyroid disorder, low blood sugar, low sodium, low calcium, B12 deficiency, dehydration, Lyme disease, interaction of medications, untreated infections, depression, brain tumors, alcohol abuse. These are many of the symptoms that should be checked and that can be reversed or cured. So the evaluation for the cause of dementia symptoms, including Alzheimer's, should include a complete history, have your doctor evaluate the person's lifestyle and history of any head injuries, even as a child, anything that happened during any military service, visits to foreign countries, and your family health history. And then a thorough exam by a neurologist should be done, and they should do at least 10 different tests to rule out dementia or to make sure that it's not something that can be reversed or cured. So if your loved one has always had a difficult time balancing the checkbook, then it probably isn't need for concern when they also have a problem with numbers later in life. If you feel there are enough signs and great enough changes in condition of your loved one, then make sure to get a proper diagnosis for them. And we can do an assessment to see what level of care they may need as well. Feel free to call us at Senior Care of Sacramento, and we can do what's called a mini mental test and do a memory test on your loved one to see where they're at. And we can also do a history to see if there's something else that's causing the memory loss or any signs or symptoms that may be a signal that it's something that could be cured or reversed.
And Therese, we want to thank you so much for that information. As we go ahead and age, and especially if we're watching over our parents, and I know I love my dad dearly, his memory is going, and Cammie, I know you're watching over your mom as well, and her memory is like sharp as a tack.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Mom. We just want to say hi to her.
Hi, Mom. Love you.
But for those of us that are wrestling with people who are in helping the people whose memory is going, you want to contact Therese Johnson, and she has some great information. She works in placement. She can help you find the right community for your loved one, but you can reach her also at seniorcareofsacramento.com. You can find out more information about her again at seniorcareofsacramento.com or reach her at seniorcareofsacramento@gmail.com.